Hello everyone, welcome back to another Power BI video. My name is Sandeep and in this video I will explain the time intelligence DAX functions, date add, dates between and dates in period. All these DAX functions are very important from an interview point of view. Now let's start the practical. When working with time intelligence DAX functions, a calendar table is required because it contains a continuous sequence of dates. To create a calendar table, go to the modeling tab and select write a DAX expression to create a new table and then write the following DAX code. Here we are using calendar function and inside it we pass the start and end dates. For the start date, we take the minimum order date from the orders dataset and for the end date we take the maximum date from the orders dataset. After writing the DAX, click on commit. Now check the calendar table result. You can see that it returns a continuous sequence of dates without missing any date. This continuous sequence helps time intelligence DAX functions work properly. After that, I set up the relationship between order date and calendar date. Now let's start from date add. Date add shifts a set of dates forward or backward by a specified number of intervals such as days, months, quarters or years. Let me show you the DAX code for the date add DAX function. So this is the DAX code for the date add measure. So here I use calculate and inside calculate you can see the two argument. In first argument I pass the sum of sales and in second argument I use date add DAX function and inside it you can see the three argument. In first argument you can see the calendar date column name. In the second argument I pass the number of interval -1 and in third argument I mention the interval name. So here you can pass four level of intervals day, month, quarter or year. So right now I am using day and after that click on commit. So here you can see the result of date add DAX function. So for the 1st January it is showing blank because here we are subtracting one day from the current date. So let's suppose if current date is 1st of January, so before 1st of January there is no sale, so that's the reason it is showing blank. For the 2nd January it will subtract one day from the current date. So current date is 2nd January, 2nd January -1, so it will return the 1st January sale which is 808.56. In same way for the 3rd of January it will show you the 2nd January sale which is 314.22. you can see here. In same way you can cross check the result for the date add. Now what will happen if we will change the interval from -1 to 1. Now you can see the result for the 1st of January it is showing next day sale 314.22 which is 2nd January sale, you can see here. In same way for the 2nd January it is showing 3rd January sale because here we are adding one day in the current date. In same way instead of day if you will pass month and let's see what happens. So now you can see here month is January and we added 1 in the current month, means in the January it will return the February month sales. So if you see here for the 1st of January it is showing 2455.67. so let's check the sales for the February 1st. So here you can see sales for the February 1st 2455.67 and if you see the 2nd January sale it is showing 7712.68 which is February month 2nd January sale. So you can see here 7712.68. Now let's understand dates between DAX function. Dates between returns a table with all dates between a start and end date including both. If you want to filter data between two specific dates, then you can use the dates between DAX function. Now let me explain you this DAX code in the detail. So here I want to calculate last 30 days sales. So for that I used calculate DAX function. Inside calculate DAX function I used sum DAX function to calculate the total sales as in first argument. and in the second argument I used dates between DAX function, and inside it, in the first argument I pass the date column name, which is calendar date, and in the second argument, which is start date, so here I define the manual date 1st November 2015. If you are defining manual date, so for that you have to add date function first, and inside the date function you have to follow this format. First you have to define year, then month, and then day with comma separated, and after that in the end date I define manual date 31st December 2015 in the same format. You can see here, first I add date function, and inside it I define the year first, then month, and then day, and after that click on commit. So this DAX code will return the last 30 days sales. So here I define November and December month. So how we will cross check the result? So for that, first I added one card visual in the report page, and in the card visual I added my dates between measure, and in the slicer we will select 2 months November and December. You can see here, and in the matrix visual you can see the sum of sales for the November and December month is 10,58,422.72, which is exactly matching with our dates between DAX result. So I hope you understand how you can use date between DAX function to filter the data or to calculate the data between two specific date. And instead of manual date, you can also provide the dynamic date like this: min date from the calendar date and max date from the calendar date. So what will happen? So min calendar date DAX code will return the minimum date from the calendar table date column, and max calendar date DAX code will return the maximum calendar date from the calendar table, and based on that it will return the total sales. After that click on commit, and here you can see the result as per our specified start and end date. So there is a lot of ways to define the start and end date inside the dates between DAX function, such as manual and dynamic date. So I hope you got clarity how dates between DAX function works. Now let's understand another DAX function, dates in period. Dates in period DAX function returns a continuous range of dates from a starting date over a specified number of intervals like days, months, quarters, or years. It is commonly used when you want to calculate values for a moving time period. For example, last 7 days, last 3 months, or last 1 year. Now I will explain you this DAX code in details. Here I want to calculate last 6 months sales based on some time period intervals, which you can see here. And after that I click on commit. Now let's understand the DAX code. So here I used calculate DAX function, which is used to modify the filter context and perform a calculation. And after that I used some DAX function to calculate the total sales as in first argument, and in the second argument I used dates in period DAX function with few parameters. So you can see here in the first parameter, which is date, so here I passed calendar date column. Second parameter is start date. So to get the start date I used max DAX function, and max DAX function will check the max date in the calendar table calendar date column, and then it will return the max date here. And in the third parameter, which is interval number, so here I passed -6, and in the last parameter, which is interval name, so here I passed month. After that click on commit, and in the report page I added one card visual to see the result of dates in period, and after that I drag that measure here, and it is showing 26,77,672.22. So now let's understand why it is returning this sales. So let me show you the DAX code once again. So in the start date parameter, we are using DAX code max calendar date. So it will check the max date in our calendar date column. So let's check the max date in our calendar table. So this is the slicer, and here I am using calendar date column, And if you expand the year 2015 and expand the month December, here you can see that we have max date is 31st December 2015. So in our data set, max date is 31st December 2015. And now let's understand working of dates in period. So here you can see that max calendar date will return 31st December 2015, and after that in our DAX code we used -6 interval and interval name is month. So here -6 and month means it will go 6 months back from 31st December 2015. So date range would be 1st July 2015 to 31st December 2015. So here dates in period will return the dates from 1st July 2015 to 31st December, and based on that date range it will calculate the total sales. So I hope you understand how dates in period works. And now let's cross check the sales for the dates in period. So it is showing 26 lakh 77,672.22. Now put a filter from July 1st to December 31st and check the sales. In the matrix visual, for the 6 month from July to December, it is showing total sales 26 lakh 77,672.22, which is exactly matching with our dates in period result. Now let's change the condition. So here I am changing -6 with 3 and click on commit. So now it is showing 14,81,189.35. So let's check this. So now max date is 31st December 2015, which I showed you earlier, and from that date it will go back 3 months. So now change the filter. So December is 1st, November is 2nd, and October is 3rd. And now you can see the sales in matrix visual. It is showing 14,81,189.35, which is exactly matching with our dates in period result. And here you can also change the interval name month to day, and let me change here interval number from -3 to +2, and let's see the result. So now it is showing 13,257.95. So let's check this, why it is showing this sales. So let me clear the result of slicer. So here we have max date is 31st December 2015, and here interval 2 and interval name day means it will go forward 2 days from the max date. But here catch is we have max date is 31st December, and after that we don't have any data in our data set. So that's the reason it is only returning the 31st December sales. And what will happen if we change the interval from 2 to -2? So let's see the result. So now it will go back 2 days from the max date, which is 31st December 2015. So it will show you the 2 days sales means 30 and 31st December 2015. So let me put filter here in the December month, and let me select the 30 and 31st day, and here you can see that sales of 2 days 30,089.57, which is exactly matching with our dates in period result. So I hope you understand how dates in period works. That's all for this video. If you like the video, please like, share and comment. It really helps motivate me to create more videos. Thank you.